You can wipe the years I did. Welcome everybody back to some Tuesday night super speedway action. We are here with the HCK Beagles Superspeedway League in these wonderful NASCAR trucks here at Talladega. We're here for a very solid 50 laps, so we got plenty of time for some racing action. I am joined here in the booth by Mr. Alan English. How you doing today, man?
Good, man. It's 133 miles of hot action at this big super speedway. For those of you that don't watch a lot of NASCAR, this is the biggest track on the NASCAR schedule. It's not the biggest track that these guys run. iRacing Super Speedway, the fictional speedway, is a 3-miler. But as far as the real life Cup Series goes, this is the biggest they got. It's fun to watch whether you're watching a real race on TV or you're watching sim racing. It's a lot of fun. We're gonna see some good action tonight.
Yeah, and down there on pit road, we got Mr. Adam Turner. Adam, you're probably going to be going through your cooler pretty quick if it's that warm out there.
Yeah, it's hot, so we have the cold drinks here. A little bit of cold beer, maybe not. But these guys, HCK Beagles, they're at Talladega. These guys mean business. We've been with them before. They have rules in place for, shenanigans, what I like to call them. So there's going to be no shenanigans. I mean, I hope we see a little bit of fireworks at the end, but I think we're going to see a lot of clean racing. They mentioned don't really want to side draft in the corners, at this track because, you're going almost 200 miles an hour. If you're 2 or 3 wide, that could cause a problem. But I think these guys got it figured out, so I'm looking forward to it again.
As we do take a look at today's race information, a nice, fantastically large super speedway, which is always what we want to see. And like you said, it is cooking out there today. Our key to the race, because of that, it's going to be watch those engine temps.
Not just because of the heat here, but because these guys are going to be running nose to tail. That's going to block a lot of air from getting to that radiator and cooling that engine down. So those gauges will start flashing red at you to try to get your attention. But if you're watching traffic around you, you might not see it. So it's always a good rule of thumb to pick a spot on the track, start, finish line, the back stretch, and use that time every lap to take a look down at your gauges.
Yeah, and not only that, you can pop out a little bit, get some air on it, and get back in it. It's 50 laps, so you're going to have time. The key is to stay with the lead pack, as I'm looking at Bay Area Rob in that cool Oakland A's paint. That's pretty sweet as he's rolling around, getting some laps in.
Yeah, now the name of Bay Area Rob starting to make a little sense there. As these drivers start to kind of take their time around here doing some qualifying efforts. One thing we'll actually come and touch on now is where our standings are for the league here, and as you can see, we got a two-way tie for the lead between Tim Rivers and Kevin Winker, but Cody Staten and Derek Puckett aren't too far behind.
Yeah, Michael Granolds and Austin Johnson tied for that 5th spot, so pretty close so far towards the top of this leaderboard for season standings.
Yeah, it's the 5th race of the season, and I mean, they do kind of like a NASCAR style, so if you win, you're going to bump up quite a bit. So any of these guys are in the top 10, look like they're within striking distance, most likely, if they keep running well for the rest of the season. So it's open season here at the HCK Beagles Racing League.
And just kind of how it is just about every single time out here on these super speedways, it's kind of like a gamble every time you walk out that door.
Yeah, there's a reason a lot of equipment gets destroyed at these tracks. I mean, it's pack race, so you can't really see what's going on in front of you if you're right on the tailgate of another truck. So visibility is kind of a hard thing to do, and even if you can see a little ways in front of you, these trucks are fast, and they got decent brakes, but even locking up these wide, slick tires, you're stopping for an emergency in front of you is very difficult. So we'll be watching out for some accidents here today. It's inevitably going to happen.
Yeah, it's going to happen. There's no doubt about it. But they have wave arounds. They also have Lucky Dog is on. And what's cool about this league is they have teams, right? I mean, like, so you got the big boys, Texas boys, Dr. Pepper Racing, and Chef Boyardee Racing. So it's team concept is cool. You know, you get to work with your teammates to try to beat the other guy.
As our drivers are a little over halfway through qualifying here. Currently, you got Brandon Eastman sitting up there at the top. We saw Joshua Moore last week have a pretty good week. So looking to see something more out of him this week as well. Also, gotta watch out for those Staten boys. They've been up there in the front just about the entire time too.
Going to be looking at an unknown as well too. The 5-car Isaac Salas just joined the league today, so he's one of those guys we don't really know anything about him. We don't know how he runs. He's doesn't look like he's put in a qualifying lap yet. We've got looks like 19 cars registered so far, so decent sized field for today's race.
Yeah, that's a good size field for. You need at least that many cars to kind of have a good run at the super speedways. So it's going to be sweet, dude. Isaac Salas. It says he's from the Plains. Not quite sure where he is from.
Yeah, it's you kind of mentioned you need some numbers here, which yes, numbers make everything even just that much more fun. But you know, we've seen it the last couple weeks here. These trucks, you only need 2 or 3 trucks to get a good run going.
Talk about it quite a bit with these trucks. They Adam likes it when I say they punch a big hole in the air, but that's exactly what they do. If you think about it, when you're going down the interstate and you're behind a bigger vehicle, I mean, it knocks a lot of that wind off your nose. So 2 things that does. It helps you both go faster, but it's also going to take some weight off of your front end, and you're going to lose a little bit of grip. Now, we're not going to see that be as big of a problem here as maybe at Daytona, but we'll see. It may still be a little bit of a factor.
Yeah, it does a huge hole, like you said. But what's awesome about these trucks, man, they draft well. They're fairly easy to drive, I think. And you can control them pretty well. But once you get inside that little air bubble, and you're in a pack, it can get a little wobbly on you. So you have to have a little bit of skill to run this stuff.
As we're about a minute and a half away from finishing up this qualifying. Kind of looks like, to me, all the people that wanted to take a time have. I know Kevin Winker has joined the session a little late, so we'll see if he jumps out there, but I don't believe he will have time to. So I think these guys are just getting set, and you know, we enjoy having a few beverages on this side, but I'm sure they're probably having a few on their side to stay quote unquote hydrated, and B, you know, this is all for fun, man.
Lined up, right, Adam? You know, you have to have them accessible because there's no timeouts here, you know.
Yeah,
if you get a bit, you know, you can grab another beverage of your choice and open it and just have them handy.
Especially on a backstretch there. You can one-hand it, down there. And have a good time. That's what this is about, just having a really good time.
Yeah, this car's got power steering. Hey, you can just put one wrist up on the top of the wheel and, you know, beverage of your choice in your other hand. You should be fine.
When are we going to start seeing the Tesla truck out here? You know, just put it on autopilot and you sit back, relax, you know, read the newspaper at 200 miles an hour?
I don't know. The AI races on iRacing are already pretty tough. I'm not sure the Cybertruck's got the aerodynamics for it.
Yeah,
Isn't it kind of shaped like a triangle?
I'm not sure. I don't care. I mean, are we going to do e-racing now? What's going on? You guys are
Hey man,
You're
it's
talking
trending that
crazy.
way.
You're talking crazy.
They're talking about maybe in the future having like a hybrid stock car. Looks like we're gridding up here, Adam.
Yeah, so we are starting to line up for this grid. We'll do your official starting positions of this 20 car field here today, with Brandon Eastman leading us off, winning pole position here today, with the 51 of Joshua Moore on his outside. Henry Wyndham will be starting in third, with Austin Johnson starting in fourth. You got the 31 of Brad starting in fifth, with Eric Stoy on his outside starting in sixth. In seventh, you'll have the 8 of Derek Puckett, with Cody Staten starting there in eighth. In ninth, you'll have Eddie Murray, your favorite guy there, Mr. Turner. And rounding out your top 10 is that 408 of Bay Area Rob.
The 88 of Zachary Staten be rolling off 11th. The number 4 Stumpy in 12th. Tim Rivers in the 46, starting 13th. Gregory Turner, Little Rimmer, the 69 truck, starting in 14th. The 10 of Stone Hutchinson rolling off in your 15th position.
And these guys in the back, they just didn't qualify. That's kind of my deal. On a super speedway, I don't qualify, so nothing against them. 42, Kevin Winkler. 16th, number 5, Isaac Salas. 17th. 45, Michael Grainolds. 18th. 24th, Andrew Hensley the 4th. In 19th. And 66 car, Matthew Jones in the 20 car. I think he's got a sponsor tonight.
Kevin Winker's gonna come after you if you keep putting an L in his name. I'll tell you that.
I don't know. That just sorry, Kevin Winker, but
66 running a kind of a one-off paint tonight. Looks like his sponsor is Chef Works. Chef Works, if you don't know what kind of company that is, go to chefworks.com and check them out. Especially if you got a restaurant, got a small business, they have all your uniform needs for front of the house, back of the house, chef coats, pants, aprons. They got everything you need. They even carry knives and headwear. So, and shoes. If you don't know how important shoes are to kitchen staff or front of the house people, go talk to one of them. Go talk to a nurse. They'll tell you the same thing. Comfortable shoes are important. So, ChefWorks sponsoring that 66 tonight, and go check them out. ChefWorks.com, California-based company.
oh, California, don't we love that place? It is so beautiful.
Fortunately, I don't think my trading paints is quite working today, because his paint was not quite loaded for me.
Yeah,
We got you covered, G.
That's
yeah.
all.
There's an issue on my screen as well, but that's why we call it computer. It tends to have problems.
As this pace car leads this field down towards turns 3 and 4, Joshua Moore and Brandon Eastman gonna be starting us off here, and we're looking to have a nice clean restart here. Maybe some green flag pit stops as well. I know Daytona was a little bit of a mess last week, but I know these guys are itching, ready to go, and maybe get a little better racing going here today. And all that's going to matter at the end is who crosses that line in first. Pace car coming down the pit road as we enter this tri-oval here, and Talladega is one of those interesting tracks where the start-finish line isn't exactly where you expected. It's actually kind of on the exit of this tri-oval, so these drivers have to kind of loop around a little bit further before they get going to take this green flag, as looks like Joshua Moore is laying back just a little bit, making sure not to jump the start as the green flag waves, and away we go, side by side. We run off down into turn number 1 to get this ball a-rolling.
Yeah, everybody staying side by side, a little bit of wiggling going on. You had another car jump down to that inside line. I don't know what your preferred line is going to be here, but early on, it looks like some trucks are trying to jump to that inside line.
As the believe that's the 20 car on the outside of Eric Stoy getting a big time push. Excuse me, no, that's the 12 of Austin Johnson getting a push from the 20. As it looks like Austin Johnson jumping down to that bottom lane, not necessarily leaving his buddy out there to dry because he does have some help, but you know, these guys are definitely trying to jockey for position here pretty early.
Yeah, well, you may remember that move. You know, dance with the one that brought you, right? And you're gonna remember when guys have left you. So, not a big deal. It's early in the race, but you know, race car drivers tend to remember things.
And looking at this track, it's a lot wider than Daytona, so these guys got a little bit of room to play. So, looks like the 12 of Johnson deciding he don't like what's going on up front. He's going to get down on the apron, and it looks like he's going to come back and join the back of the field here.
Yeah, which he does, as they're kind of actually 3 wide at the back there. They were just for a moment, and I think everyone all kind of figured out where they want to be. Looking pretty good as of right now. 2 solid lines have formed, and just about even Steven for the most part.
A lot of patience being shown up here, especially towards the front early. It's a long race. We talked about, what did I say, 133 miles? So they've got a little time to go before it should start getting serious anyway. They're on lap 3. We're doing 50.
Yeah, and Austin Johnson, I don't think he did anything. I think he actually made a smart play there. He didn't like what he was doing. He's still in the draft. He's not going to lose anything. And just kind of riding in the back, waiting for a mistake to happen.
Jones, that 66, Chef Boyardee, just completed the fastest lap of the race at 52.82. Definitely, he's loving that draft right now in these drafty pickups.
Oh, as we were going 3 wide here, kind of in the middle of the field, I think, who is that? That is the 42 of Kevin Winker. I think he might have just got shuffled out of line, as it looks like Zachary Staten is going to try to join him up there on that outside.
He's hanging on up there, trying to do a little side draft, and he's up 7 spots. He didn't want to give any of them back up. He worked hard to earn those spots, and let's see if he can find a slot here to slide down into. Not quite. He's sticking with that outside line. Hopefully he can get some help.
Kevin Winker in the 42 car. He's kind of hung out to dry. No, I don't know.
Ooh, that 3 wide. Man, it makes me nervous this early.
But you know what? These guys are doing pretty good. Those people up there at the front are keeping it fairly tight, as Kevin Winker kind of on his own, shuffling his way up towards that front. As you can see, that top line getting a big time push. So Eric Stoy is going to be having the lead, being pushed by Cody Staten there.
Yeah, if he doesn't get some help soon, though, he's going to start losing momentum. There's a hole right there, Kevin. Jump down. There you go.
That's what he's waiting on. Get behind Stumpy and run it.
And actually, almost looks like that outside line's a little better formed, as we're back to 3 wide. The 42 jumping kind of down there in the middle. And, you know, we've seen it in the ARCA cars. You can almost slingshot up through the middle because of the combination of the side drafts going on.
Miss Carol on
Almost
Facebook
4
saying,
wide.
good luck,
Almost.
Andrew, number 24.
They almost pulled it 4 wide right there. Wow.
These drivers are shuffling all around, trying to figure out where they want to be, maybe try to get to a teammate to run this thing out to the end with, because teammates will be your friend, hopefully.
Yes, nobody's your friend when there's 5 to go. I've found that out the hard way.
As you can see, Kevin Winker was kind of pushing that 3 wide all by himself. Look where he finds himself now. He is up there in the lead right now.
See, Jones, Chef Boyardee, disconnected. He's got an internet issue, it looks like. Hopefully he'll be able to rejoin here.
Well, that's too bad for him. He had a little sponsorship going on, even though we had issues, I think, with iRacing, not on our part. So Hope we see him back here.
As we're kind of 3 wide back here. I can't see who that is. I think, is that the 10 of... No, it's the... Oh, as we got a little body check action going on between the 4 and the 46.
On the wall. 46 got up and scraped a piece of that wall. Recovered nicely. Hopefully it doesn't have too much aero damage.
So these guys are still running it 3 wide occasionally, and if I'm Tim Rivers in that 46, I'm just hoping for a spot to drop back down into line, as it looks like we were trying to go 3 wide again, as these guys kind of aren't really grouped all that together on that outside, so when they get a run, they've got nowhere to go but either up or into the bumper of the truck in front of them.
Yeah, the first 3 or 4 rows, you could pretty much throw a beach towel over them. The rest of them, they're kind of spaced out just a little bit, but they are staying with that main pack draft, so they're not going to get left behind.
Yeah, 46 Tim Rivers has a little bit of left front damage. Doesn't look like it's causing him any problems, so he's going to stay out there and work harder than the real Mrs. Poindexter. That's for dang sure.
As the 42 and the 51 both drop down to that inside line. So we've been kind of just seeing a carousel of drivers move up and then move back and then move up and then move back. As so you got that 39 of Brandon Eastman starting to work his way back up on that outside line. He does have some help, as we really haven't left this 2 wide racing except for going 3 wide on the occasion.
Yeah, in case you guys don't know, we do broadcast on M.TV on Facebook, also on YouTube and Twitch. So you guys that are watching out there, if you have a question or comment, drop it in the comment box. We'll make sure to mention it.
Side by side they go. We're 9 laps in, almost going to be working on 10, as these drivers, man, they're doing a pretty good job. We've seen just a smidge of contact, as it looks like the 20 of Eric Stoy jumping up to that outside line, maybe to try to get things rolling again up there. He's being pushed by Cody Staten. Kind of the first time we haven't seen the Statons together. We got Zachary Staten down in 12th, so kind of look for maybe him to shoot up to try to catch his family member there in that 15 car.
Yeah, the Staten boys sounds like an old Western. Hopefully it doesn't get real Western here tonight. Actually, that's kind of my style.
Yeah,
I like fireworks and anger. But no, these guys are keeping it clean. Little Nick Kira to Rivers, but these guys have 3 fast repairs, so they can get that fixed no problem, as long as they can stay out on the track and not have to tow.
Now, I don't believe we've seen in this league what green flag pit stops are like, but all I know is slowing it down from 180, 190 miles an hour down to the pit road speed of, I believe it's 55.
55, yeah.
Man, that's gonna be tough, especially when you're all grouped together like this.
55 feels like you're crawling when you're doing 185 miles an hour off the corner. These guys, man, I'm impressed. Hey, this happens every week, though. These guys impress the hell out of us with their level of racing, the care they take, and trying to race clean, at least for the first good portion of the race. They understand it's a... How's the little saying go about sprints, Adam? You're the expert on this one. It's
a marathon, not a sprint. Is that
that's
the one
it?
You're
Yeah,
about?
that's what I was fishing for.
And these guys are starting to have raced together for. I guess this is race 5, so they're kind of learning how their neighbor drives and how they drive and how the car works. So there's a lot of learning. Yeah. Who's your friend? Who's your foe?
As we saw the 39 have the smallest of windows to shoot down to that bottom line, and he took it. So it's not that these guys aren't driving aggressive. There are, I would say, pretty aggressive moves, especially for this early in the race going on. They're just being pretty safe about it.
Yeah, they're using their spotter or something because they're slipping in and out, trying to gain spots, but doing it cleanly so far.
Oh,
Yeah, looking at. Go ahead, sir.
as I think that was the who was that? Was it the 33 of Eddie Murray kind of getting bounced out 3 wide there a little bit?
Yeah, he's running pretty low. Looked like he was kind of dodging what he thought may have been potential trouble there, trying to keep it from going 3 wide.
Excuse me, I believe that was the 8 of Derek Puckett. As it looks like we got a little bit of a group kind of being left there in that middle. Time to see if they're just going to shuffle themselves back, or if because it looks like that's Zachary Staten on that outside, making it kind of 3 wide here, and these guys have been holding it 3 wide pretty good as they're getting a little bit of tight there.
Hold on to it there, Mr. Puckett. Still 3 wide here.
I wonder if he's related to Kirby Puckett, another great baseball player, kind of another one of my favorites, like Eddie Murray in the 33 car.
He is. I think one of them may be adopted. They don't really look too much alike. Looks like they kind of gave up on the 3 wide deal. Looks like the 88 went ahead and dropped down in behind the 46.
Oh man, these guys have been putting themselves in some dangerous situations, and I know we've said it already quite a few times, but these guys are driving pretty well tonight.
Hey, you know what I think? I think the 12 of Austin Johnson just wanted to pass some cars because he fell all the way to the back, and now he's working his way back up through the field in the outside line. He's right behind the 8 of Puckett right now.
Oh, so he's the sandbag guy. We're going to have to watch out for him. I'm watching 45 Michael Graynolds. He's got the kind of the mindset of what I would and you would, English. He's riding in the back now, but he's still on a draft, and everybody's on the lead lap. Everybody's kind of clicking these laps away, and so far, man, this is smooth as ice.
Playing it safe.
And we currently still have 18 cars running here as Matthew Jones disconnected Isaac Salas. Unfortunately, it did not come out to the grid and has not turned a lap yet. So hopefully he'll join us here for some of this action sometime soon.
Oh, the 24, Andrew Hansley, the 4th. He dropped back a little bit. I don't know what he's doing. Maybe he's just wants to be back here with the 45 of Michael Graynolds.
A lot of 2 wide action up here, but pretty calm 2 wide action.
Pretty calm. I mean, like I said, we've seen people kind of change their lines and kind of jump up to that high line and then jump back down to the low line, and you know, we kind of had like this lazy Susan of action going on up at the front.
Yeah.
You know, Eric Stoy is your current leader, but Bay Area Rob, he's up 8 positions from where he started. We've seen him kind of cycle his way up. Kevin Winker is up 12 spots. He's sitting there in 4th right now. We saw him, you know, pushing it 3 wide and work his way up to that front. So we've got positions being made all over the place.
Yeah, and I say it all the time on the Speedway, guys. Chump to champ, champ to chump in no time at a track like this. And Eddie Murray in the 33 car, my favorite baseball player and driver here in this league. Great paint job, Wounded Warrior Project, great organization. American flag eagle. It's pretty cool. I'm proud of that.
Sierra Puckett on Facebook. We were just talking about the 8. She says, "Woo, Derek Puckett, you got it." Pulling for Derek.
So far, he's looking pretty good. Just got to keep riding up in the front there. Anything can happen.
Sitting there in that Bud 8 car as the 4 gets a little loose in front of him. And
somebody down in the grass. Bay Area Rob down in the grass.
Yep, 408. Hold on to it, buddy. Hopefully he can stay on the lead lap. He's probably going to be hoping for a caution after getting shuffled out there, it looked like.
Ooh, I think we may have some fireworks here.
just getting shuffled out, like you kind of said, as I think someone else is being shuffled out right now. That'd be Brandon Eastman. He's down there on that, below that yellow apron line. He's shuffling his way to the back.
May just be another case of, hey, don't like how it's going up front, the aggression this early, and hey, see you guys later.
As
I'm
we're
gonna stay on the back.
3 wide up here at the front is
middle.
Derek Puckett shooting his way up through that middle between Eric Stoy and I think it was Cody Staten and Stumpy. So we got a couple lines of 3 wide going on now.
It's a park now, isn't it?
Brandon Eastman said, see y'all, I'm done. I'll go to the back and watch y'all create some carnage. So he might have made a good move there. These guys are battling.
It's needing a push right now if he's going to be able to get up here and get in front of that lead car. Let's see. He's got a guy coming right up on his tailgate here, and down Puckett goes onto the low line. You got to pick one, Puckett. You can't drive in the middle.
As you can see,
there he goes.
You can also see there, though, the 20 and I believe that's the 15. They were the only 2 that were out there on that far outside line, and man, they easily took over first and second. So just a couple people working together here gets you some places as we're getting back to 3 wide action again, as those 2 are kind of running in a middle line that slowly dropping their way down. I think just making sure that they're clear, but you also got the 42 of Kevin Winker on that outside being pushed by the 51 of Joshua Moore. So again, these guys just lazy Susieing, coming up, going back, coming up, and going back.
You know, and Stumpy's watching all this go on in front of him, and he's just trying to kind of stay with the front guys right now. He's probably getting a little nervous watching the merry-go-round up here in front of him. But
I don't know. I don't understand these iRacer guys. The patience seems to wear thin very quickly. You know, they want to be in the front. They want to be in the front. It's like you ever been to the Greyhound track and bet on those dogs when they're chasing that rabbit? That's what's going on right here.
So at the moment, things have settled down just a little bit, but I think that's just only going to heat back up as we're kind of quickly approaching the halfway mark, as we're 3 wide up at the front again.
Man, outside's got a pretty good run here with the 42 and leading that 3-car line, 3-truck line.
Yeah, Bay Area Rob's in the pits.
Got another one in the wall.
Yep.
Did a good job of holding it up there, so he's just going to, I think, drop to the end. I believe that was the 10 of Stone Hutchinson.
Stone Hutchinson, yeah.
As man, we've seen the 42 of Kevin Winker. He's been pretty aggressive today, not being scared to push it 3 wide, and I can see why. He's got a lot of faith in these guys, and they have done a great job. And that 51 of Joshua Moore, he's done a great job pushing as they're kind of up into the wall.
Yeah, he scraped the wall. The 51 been pushing the 42 great. I mean, he's doing such a great job, and then as soon as we start talking about him, he scraped the wall a little bit and fell way back.
So now we've almost got just one line working right now, as got a few guys starting to get staggered out a little bit. Now the question is,
like they may be trying to reform a couple of these lines.
Yeah, working on 3 wide here in that middle. You got Kevin Winker again trying to make some magic happen. I think I don't know who's pushing him. It looks like they were able to catch back up and start to form a second line once again, but we're starting to see a little bit of a chase pack coming along here.
Yeah, and like we talked, you only need 2 or 3 trucks to catch up. I mean, that's the cool thing about these trucks. You don't need too many dance partners to get back in it. So we'll see how that works out here with these guys in the back of the field.
Yeah, Ed Murray and the 31 of Brad, both kind of running side by side here, trying to make their minds up on which line they think is the preferred line right now, which seems to be pretty even.
Seems to be, and it kind of does look like that Chase pack, although scattered, they still have that main pack's draft, so I believe they're going to be able to catch back up without too much of an issue, as these leaders are still kind of darting and diving, trying to figure out the line in the person they want to dance with.
Yeah, and I'm looking at Joshua Moore in the Dr. Pepper and Cream Soda Toyota Tundra. He's down 12 spots, but he's starting to work his way back to the front, and his truck sounds amazing.
Yeah, can you imagine what it would be like to be right there at the base of the stands as all these trucks go by, all that power flying by? It'd be a thing to see.
As we've seen for a few laps now, Cody Staton pushing that 20 of Eric Stoy up there at the front. Those two have been working together quite a bit today so far, as Stone Hutchinson running a fastest lap of the race, tied with Joshua Moore. I don't know what that tiebreaker is, but as of right now, they are both running 51.78.
Still pretty high all around. Haven't seen a whole lot of people taking big chances unnecessarily just yet.
No, not a
Looks like
whole lot of shenanigans, as we're about to cross the line and almost mark this thing halfway done.
Yeah, I mean, not too much shenanigans. I do see something in their private chat. I won't mention who and what, but it could be a joke, it could be real, but there's a little anger out there, so that's always amazing.
I know what
for
you're talking
racing.
about, too.
Yeah.
As these question for you guys is, how many of y'all are on the radio trying to figure out when you want to pit? Because you don't want to pit alone, because then you lose some draft.
Exactly right. Yeah, I'm definitely talking to my teammates right now and saying, hey, do you want to try to split this thing? Do you want to try to hold out until we're out of fuel? Which I think that's probably, correct me if I'm wrong, Adam, that's probably going to be the popular idea, is because you don't really need tires here.
No,
You're going to be limited by fuel, so wait till you're at the gas?
Yeah, I think so, but the track is hot, so getting tires is not going to hurt you by any means. It may give you just a little bit of edge, but yeah, I mean, and you're banking on that caution too. I think it's going to happen at some point where you still have a little bit of fuel left, so I'm just going to keep running them until we have a crash and the caution comes out, and then I'm going to go with the whole, pack into the pits. But
as we saw the 10 of Stone Hutchinson try to make something work on that outside, but he was working all alone with absolutely no help whatsoever, so he'll drop back down to that kind of top line group.
Yeah, the 10 of Stone Hutchinson holding down that 8th position. He's got a couple of shout-outs on our YouTube stream. Jordan Mitchell saying, come on, Stone. And MIB Hughes saying, I'm rooting for your Stone. So all the comments so far on YouTube pulling for that 10 car, Stone Hutchinson.
he's got the name of a driver. I mean,
That does sound like a driver's name,
yeah, it
doesn't it?
does. Yeah,
It's
it
almost
does,
like
actually.
Buckshot Jones,
that was
Stone
a great
Hutchinson.
one.
Yeah, that's a good race car driver name.
Yeah, Steve Park. I mean, just rolls off the tongue, kind of like Jimmy
Well,
Spencer.
I like the first two better.
As we start to see a pack come down towards those pits, how good is their entry gonna be? And to me, that looked pretty darn good, pretty
good.
clean. So we'll.
I guess they're not waiting on a caution.
They're not waiting on a caution. So Henry Wyndham in that 28 is going to be your leader here. So the real question is when are the rest of these guys going to pit? And so you see Eric Stoy, Derek Puckett, Cody Staton, Zachary Staton, Stumpy, and Michael Grenolds all coming down pit road.
I bet what they're trying to do is these guys that stayed out, they're going to put as much room as they can between themselves and the guys that just pitted until it comes time to get some fuel. Because if a caution comes out, you might be able to trap a couple of cars a lap down. Here comes the 10 and the 28. And who else? The 31 pitted together.
And most of these guys got 4 tires and Sunoco fuel.
Good eye on the pits, pit man.
So our lead pack has shrunk down to 7. Eddie Murray is leading us off now with Brandon Eastman. He's sticking out there with Austin Johnson, Little Rimmer, and Joshua Moore with Kevin Winker and Tim Rivers.
Brad overshot his pit. He's too tight on the box. He's going to have a problem.
So just a note there in 5 through 7, those are all teammates of Dr. Pepper Racing. So you know they're working on the same thing, and kind of looks like Ed Murray and
Here they come.
Here they come, teammates, and we've seen 3 cars work together pretty well. So I don't know how well this is going to work out for them. So now
The 51 locked him up across the line. I'm not sure he was slowed down all the way. We're going to see. Watch the 51 down there, see if he gets a penalty. Hopefully not.
So now we got Eddie Murray running out there up at the front with the 39 of Brandon Eastman, the 12 of Austin Johnson, and the 69 of Little Rimmer Gregory Turner.
Yeah, I feel bad for the number 31 of Brad. He had a terrible pit. You know, he was in and out and couldn't hit his box and ended up with quite a bit of time lost in there.
Here
Oh,
comes the
51.
leaders.
Joshua Moore spun out, coming out of the pit road. Looks like he saved it, didn't kill anyone.
Hopefully Austin uses a fast repair here, because on pit entry right there, his back bumper got all messed up. Make sure that thing is checked, Austin.
So as these 4 come down, that will cycle everybody through their pit stops here. Just waiting for Kevin Winker right now. As he's entering turns 3 and 4 with absolutely no help whatsoever, with a little bit of a
Too
pack
far out in front.
chasing up behind him, trying to see where these guys are going to kind of come around and catch up to these guys that did pit. As unfortunately, Bay Area Rob and Matthew Jones all going, just Bay Area Rob going a lap down, as those guys that just pitted are just coming out, so they're going to have a lot of time to try to make up here.
The 42's kind of staying high. He knows he can't stay in front of these guys when he's up there by himself, so let's see if he can tuck in behind these trucks that are passing him, maybe make something work.
Yeah, 51 of Joshua Moore. He's back in the pits. I don't know what's wrong with his car, but
Pretty sure he had a penalty. It looked like he was speeding when he came into pit entry. I'm not sure on that. Maybe take a look and see if he's serving a penalty there. Probably
think he
40
is.
seconds.
I'm pretty sure.
Stop and go. Yep, you're right.
Stop and go penalty.
51 or more is going to end up losing a lap here. Pretty sure.
And so we got Derek Puckett, your current leader, with Eric Stoy, Cody Staten, and Zachary Staten all funneling in right behind him. So we've got a smaller pack here, but I think this was probably the largest group of people that came in at the same time for their pit stop. So there was some definite truth in safety in numbers here.
Oh, they're getting racy up here.
Eddie Murray's coming in.
88 goes around. But he's off. He's out of the racing surface. It looks like him and the 42 got together. 88 went spinning down and hit the inside wall, and he's smoking pretty bad. He's going to have some engine damage for sure. But, hey, man, that's why we got all these fast repairs, right?
You know, we've got 18 laps, about 17 laps left to go, and these guys have kept it pretty clean up to this point. So just a little mistake like that, unfortunately, can kind of not quite ruin your run, but just about.
Eddie Murray is still in the pits. I don't know if he's serving a penalty or what's happening. Number 33 car. Just sitting there.
As looks like, did Zachary Staten come down pit road? Yes, he did. as this lead pack starts to catch up to some more lap cars of got Henry Wyndham, and I believe that is Brad.
Getting a little bit dicey out here now, isn't it?
Yeah, Cody Staten in the Hooters.com car, he looks like he's ready to go.
Yeah, the 8 and the 10 going side by side here, trying to do a little bit of side drafting. And that side drafting can really help you because it doesn't help you go any faster, but it dumps air onto the spoiler of that car that you're beside. So it helps you by slowing that car down. It's not going to make you any faster. But side draft, definitely a useful weapon with these trucks at a big track like this.
As we're kind of going to go back through the field a little bit just to see what the other packs will look like. We got Tim Rivers with Stumpy and Michael Grenolds, as well as Gregory Turner, Little Rimmer, as well as Austin Johnson. They're all starting to kind of get grouped back up. They're about 11 and a half seconds or so behind the leader as of right now. So they still got some work to do, and they're also losing time as we speak. So they kind of need to hurry up and figure some stuff out because they're running out of laps.
Yeah, Miss Carol Hansley on Facebook saying, "Great racing tonight. Not many cautions." Yeah, we're still looking for our first one. The incident we had back there with the 88 to 42 did not cause a caution because the trucks that were slowed by the accident were below that yellow line. They were off the racing surface, so iRacing's not going to throw a yellow flag for that. They're going to let them keep racing.
Yeah, I'm watching Derek Bucket try to push the number 15, Cody Staten. Oh, we have a little action up here.
Oh, going 3 wide. Stone Hutchison.
4 wide. Oh, no! There goes the 10.
There goes the 10. Oh, as we start to have the big one.
Yellow's out. Eric Stoy involved in that, too.
Yeah, Derek Puckett was as well.
Derek Puckett, man.
Almost could feel that one building, you know what I mean?
I could feel something was about to happen just by the way guys were really starting to race each other hard, and it was going to happen.
That Exalta car just went high right there at the start-finish line. Did the pinch job. Was that a block? I don't know, or did he just lose control?
I think Carol Hansley might be our anti-rabbit's foot here. She may have jinxed us.
So
I jinxed us by reading it.
Stone Hutchison looked like he floated up high. I didn't know. I mean, it almost looked like a block. Now I don't want to get in his mind right now, but kind of looks like it caused a ripple effect behind him.
Yeah, you know, and these trucks will float a little bit under, you know, kind of a little bit of turbulence. And right there, when they're kind of essentially running single file, once when you get a truck or two kind of oddly out of position, that's just going to change those aeronautical effects quite a bit.
Yeah, I wish we could actually see the air, you know, what's going on, and better explain it to folks, because, yeah, the forces involved with the aerodynamics going over and around these trucks, and it's a very powerful force, and sometimes it can be kind of unpredictable.
Yeah, I mean, they're really working hard in these beat laboratories to build these trucks. I mean, it's a real beat laboratory. They're looking at all kinds of physics and the flow of the spoiler and the truck. So there's a lot involved. It's not like, you know, idiots that put liquid paper on a bee.
Tony Ramona Waldron on Facebook saying, "Go Puckett, get some, boy." So we've got some Puckett fans and Hansley fans on Facebook, and then over on YouTube, we've got a ton of folks pulling for Stone. And they're saying, we need to hear what Stone has to say. Please, guys, interview Stone Hutchinson at the end of the race. Usually we just do the top 3. Hopefully Stone will finish up there. But
yeah, that's up to
I don't
Stone,
know.
y'all. Yeah, that's up to Stone. Get
we
him.
can ask him to see if he wants to talk to you guys, and
right now
hopefully
we'd
it's
have to
happy
ask.
thought.
We'd have to ask him about that incident there. I don't know what happened. I don't, like you said, Brown. I don't think he was blocking per se.
I don't think
He
so.
probably lost a little bit of grip, a little bit of arrow. The winds were changing. You know, it happens out here.
But thanks to Work Lifestyle Company, Jordan Mitchell, MIV Hughes, all you guys commenting for Stone on YouTube, and thanks to Tony Romo Waldron, Kiara, and Carol for commenting on Facebook. We love seeing the comments and hearing what you guys think about what's going on.
Is our fan club posted yet, or are we still waiting on that one?
My fan, I haven't turned it on yet because it's actually been kind of pleasant in the house today. That's the only fan I really have, Adam, if that's what you mean.
Oh, yeah, same thing.
Tim Rivers up there in pretty solid performance up there in 4th place. He's up 9, but look at the truck in front of him, the 45 Michael Granolds. He's up 15 spots so far. It's like he's going to be your hard charger. Well, if the race ended now, he'd be your hard charger. Hey, a lot of racing left to go though here.
A lot of racing, and you know what? This caution was kind of needed because I don't think that that secondary pack were gonna catch these leaders. So this gets everybody all stacked back up, and you know, some of these guys like Zach Staten and Bay Area Rob, you know, it gives them a chance to possibly, you know, maybe get a lap back, or at least, you know, try to fight for something to get back here and maybe challenge themselves up for a win.
So Derek Puckett and Josh Moore got an EOL. Derek coming down pit road to kind of take advantage of the situation. He's going to go ahead and probably slap on 4 fresh ones and top off fuel.
Yeah, and they do wave arounds in this league and lucky dogs and all that cool stuff. So
looks like the 8 may have entered a closed pit. Maybe not. Well, it looks like he did have a black flag, and they cleared it for him because he's already got an EOL. So it wouldn't make much difference anyway. So he's still going to be at the end of the line.
What you're saying is he's on double secret probation.
Well, it was a free. What do you call it? It was a free EOL, basically, because he was going to have an EOL anyway. So might as well enter a closed pit, get freaking tires and fuel, and you're still going to be at the back. So
yeah, if you're in the
why
back,
not?
I'm getting it all day, every day.
I'm starting to put 2 and 2 together. Isaac Salas looks like he might be your race control. He just joined as a driver instead of a spectator. I mean, I do that all the damn time. So that's what it looks like. It looks like the 5 may be your race control.
He's the man behind the machine.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's the man behind the curtain, like the Wizard of Oz, man.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, man. Great minds think alike.
That's
apparently.
at ESPN. I guess we both have it.
Yeah, I got the ESPN 2 as well. Brown, how close are we to starting this thing back up?
Man, we are pretty darn close as this pace car enters us through turns 3 and 4. Gonna get this thing back underway. We're gonna have 10 laps to go with Cody Staten and Stone Hutchinson gonna lead us off. Both those guys having a pretty good race so far. Stone just kind of getting involved there a little bit, but doesn't appear to have hurt him too bad as the pace car is coming down here to pit road. And man, that's a few cars on that inside line. I think we had a few EOLs happen. I think due to wave rounds and whatnot.
Yeah, that's a great thing
hurdle.
about this. They're getting everybody waved around, keeping all the cars together. That's a good deal. I'm glad they're doing that.
So getting ready to take this green flag, which now waves. These trucks revving and roaring, ready to go. Gonna bring us down into turn number 1. Cody gonna be leading us off. It looks like Stone manages to sneak his way down to that inside line. Those two are getting away a little bit, but that pack will be back up there just in a moment's notice as we're 3 wide back here in the back.
Yeah, 42 up there trying to gain some more positions again. And look who's behind him. The 51 again. The 51 of Joshua Moore up there helping his buddy again. So they worked great together for the first half of the race. Let's see what they can do now.
And they are moving their way up, row by row, just about foot by foot. They are creeping their way up as we, looks like they will have someone else jump up there. That's the 24 of Andrew Hansley jumping up there to join the fray, making it 3 wide up here at the front.
Yeah, speaking of Hansley, Miss Carol on Facebook saying, yeah, sorry guys, I was just thinking that. She's talking about her maybe putting a little jinx on him, but I assure you, Carol, it wasn't you. And Amy Turner on there pulling for Brandon Eastman in that 39 car. Thanks for commenting, guys.
3 wide up front there, Alan.
3 wide, absolutely, as they're about 4 rows deep here. So these guys, might have been holding back a little bit earlier on, but now it's just getting even crazier as it looks like we're just about almost 4 wide there in row number 3.
Yeah, I was riding with Eddie Murray. He had to lift. He saw what was going on. So
yeah, he did.
Good on him. But look, this track has actually, it's painted. So, I mean, it makes it more like a highway. Just stay in your lane. Make it happen.
Oh, as we're getting a little squeeze action going on up there. I think the 12 might have squeezed down on Brandon Eastman, and it actually helped out Brandon Eastman a little bit more than the 12.
51 by himself now, going to the back.
Going to the back as we're almost 4 wide again as the 46 tries to sneak his nose up there.
It's getting good now, boys.
Man.
It's also,
we're like 7 laps to go, so let's rip it.
it's also heating up on YouTube. I got a couple differences of opinion on whether or not Stone was blocking or not. So,
hey, I didn't blame him for blocking. I'm just saying that I could have floated up there, or he could have blocked. I don't know.
Nate Hughes making his opinion known. He says Staten for president. Jordan Mitchell saying shake and bake.
Man, these guys are bobbing and weaving as we have big contact there in the middle, and that is gonna bring out a caution.
It's upside down. He landed on his wheels and he continues somehow. Oh, I'd love to see it from the 8's perspective.
And that is gonna bring out the caution, the big one.
Holy crap, what a huge wreck.
Yeah, that was cool. And I'd like to see kind of what happened there. And like you said, the number 8 car, bucket was flying.
He got a little help, but yeah, he stuck the landing. We'll take a in-cab ride of that, and I mean, at this point, you're just along for the ride, and man.
Yeah, that's like when your dang neighbor kid, the bad one that always threw them cats off the 2nd story. It always landed on its legs. That's kind of what it looked like there.
Look at that. I bet he's as shocked as we were that he landed on his wheels going the right direction. What caused all that there? Man, alive. A lot of trucks with damage.
Let's go back to see what the actual cause was.
69 involved in that one too, Little Rimmer.
It looks like the I'm gonna get a little bit of a better view of it, but it looks like the 10 and the 8. I believe that is who
Stone and Derek.
Who we need to be looking at. It's the
Stone, Hutchinson, and Derek.
8 comes down just a little bit, kind of doesn't quite clear the 10 there, and that just causes everybody to get involved.
15, kind of an innocent bystander there. So were the rest of the guys. Go ahead, Adam.
So we have a bookie on here with us, like a real life horse bookie, Brown.
There's no such thing as a horse bookie.
Yeah, he's a horse racing bookie.
Oh, okay.
Allegedly, unknown if it's real or not, but
how did a horse become a bookie?
He's a horse racing bookie, okay? Just give me the mic. I don't want to have to come down there in Louisiana and talk to you. So look here, Brown, are we gonna have what's the over and under on having another caution?
Man. I think we are going to have another one, which is going to bring out a green-white checkered finish, and then we will almost have one during that green-white checkered finish, but we will be taking that white flag first.
Wow. English. I was
Yes,
just
sir.
teasing. Okay, I still like. We're
Oh,
still
I'm
friends.
ready. I'm ready for you.
We could still do karate in the garage. I just
Yeah, I want to build some bunk beds with you.
okay. Cool.
It looks like Mitch Broyles also on YouTube saying, I don't know who the Stone guy is, but he's awesome. And then Jordan Mitchell say, come on, Nate, you can't come down on Stone like that. Well, they probably all have a different opinion of it on the track.
Maybe we have fireworks in the stands. That's always fun. I like to see that as well.
You don't usually see the fight at the hauler spread into the stands, but I don't know.
No,
This
but
group on
I've been in the stands and I've seen some fights
no.
amongst the fans. So
Adam, we just had a shot across the bow here. Nate Hughes says on YouTube, the number 8 races like Danica. So Derek Bucket. I don't know, buddy.
I don't know what that means. I'm going to try to stay away from that one.
Probably means he's really good at qualifying, and then oh hey look, gotta refresh my drink. I'll be back in a minute.
Left us with that one, didn't he, Brown?
He did, but we do appreciate you all commenting on these social medias, and we definitely appreciate it. Also, like to thank Albert Anderson following us here on Facebook. Same thing with Preston Whitehead. Stone, how'd you follow us on the Facebook here? If you're supposed to be driving, man, come on.
Multitask.
I have a joint account or something with his old lady. I don't know.
Well, Stone. I'm looking at the actual standings. Stone is in 20th right now, so he needs to make up some ground. But Tim Rivers, he's up there, and we'll see what he does here at the end of this thing.
Tim Rivers, one of them guys we hadn't talked a whole lot about, but the 46 is solid tonight. Right there in third, up 10 spots.
Yeah, and I mean, we said his name because he's been making very good use of that outside line as they go 3 wide. And that's Kevin Winker. He finds himself up in the lead right now, and he's one of those ones tied for the lead in that championship standing. So another win here today could be a big boost for him. Definitely.
That's almost like a Yahtzee.
Yeah, it looks like that accident did take out a few trucks that had to spend some time towing, and some of them are coming out, some of them are still sitting in the pits. So hopefully they can get them trucks refired and fixed and get back out there. I don't think anybody's probably used all their fast repairs yet. I mean, they get 3, right? Is that what we said?
Yes.
So, I mean, a couple guys might use all 3, but what is this, our second caution, Brown?
Yep, this is our second caution. It looks like we're going to be getting ready to go green here with 3 laps to go, so not quite a green-white checker, but you can almost say for certain this thing is going to be pretty heated all the way up into the end from here.
And I'm sorry, folks, about the standings graphic, how it's hard to read. That's my bad. I'm going to fix it for next week, so it's a little bit easier to read so you guys can see where your favorite driver is sitting in that standings bracket.
As the pace car leads us here through turns 3 and 4, going to be peeling off here as we get back and ready to go green flag racing. And man, even though this has been 50 laps, 133 miles, I think it is, and
Yes, sir.
gone by pretty quick because of the lack of cautions.
Yeah, it looks like Cody Staten got an IEOL. Dropped to the back for some reason here.
Yeah, he is also, I believe it's going to be 2 laps down. Same thing with Stone Hutchinson as these guys get ready to go back rolling. I think they might have jumped it a little bit, but
it looks like they went way before the start there.
Yeah, but hey, green flag's waving now, and away we go. Kind of a interesting looking start, and it's all spread out a little bit. So you know what? That might even that might help them to get to the end here without another caution. but these guys
maybe avoid a little danger by spreading it out. Is that what you're thinking?
a little bit, as the 42 is on that inside with the 39 working on his outside, and it looks like that outside line is actually trying to gather itself up together a little better. As
look at the 51 by himself.
Yeah, he's blazing up there. I don't know what he's doing, but he's on fire.
About to run out of luck though here, I think.
As these guys have grouped back together, we're going to be 2 laps to go across the line this time.
As they take the 2 to go, the 51 looks like he might have a little bit of help, but it might be too little too late.
Might be just a little too late, as Kevin Winker is getting a great push from the 46.
Yeah, here comes the 39 though, and that one line up from him, he's got Austin Johnson pushing him. Let's see if they can get something together here.
Down this back straightaway, 2 wide. Some people trying to maybe make it 3 wide. As
that 51 is dead set on staying in the outside line, and I'm curious to see if he can make it work.
I think he might need a little bit more help than just that one other person. But you know what? They're almost getting there. They're sneaking their way up row by row, as we're going to be entering this tri-oval, and we're going to be taking this white flag. So this race is going to end on this lap. No green-white checkers here today. We're going to finish this thing under official race conditions, as they're 3 wide. You saw that 51. They got a great run up there on that outside, pushing, trying to get up to that front, as that middle line starting to wiggle and weave. That 12 car of Austin Johnson trying to push.
There they go. They're wrecking in the back, but the top 8 cars are still running.
Brandon Eastman currently holding off Kevin on that. As we got a wrecking in the front. As we got wrecking going on behind them.
No.
This is going to be a drag race up here to the end between Brandon and Kevin. You got Michael Grenolds there sneaking his way up, trying to look through the inside. No, that close, as they're 2 wide in front of him, taking it look outside. And it's going to be a race across the line, and it's going to be Kevin Winker with a win here again with Brandon Eastman and Michael Grenolds.
Wow, dude, that was...
What a finish, man.
That was wild. Yeah, that was crazy.
This HCK Beagles Racing League Super Speedway Series, it never disappoints. It's always exciting right to the end. That was great.
They do it just like the real NASCAR top-tier drivers. I mean, they held it until it was time to just punch it, at the end, and that was a great race, guys.
Yeah, congrats to Kevin Winker for winning this in that 42, and him and the 45 of Michael Grenolds, who took third, both up 15 spots. So they fought their way up and tried to stay safe there, and they made it happen.
I guess he's going to do the obligatory burnout.
Oh, you got to.
Oh, you got to. Especially a win like that. Actually, it kind of looks like he might try to push someone across the line so they can officially finish here today, which is mighty kind of him. And you know what? That's the 51 who helped him so much during that race. So
the 51 pushed the 42 all day, and now the 42 is going to push the 51 so he can make it across the line and not get a DNF. Hey, that's a teammate right there, buddy.
Yeah, a couple Dr. Pepper boys there. Look at that. Man,
what a great race.
Yeah, you and I know, and Brown's a road race guy, but I know he enjoys this. But this is kind of our bread and butter, these super speedways, You can just have a terrible day and end up in first place, or you can have a great day and end up in last. It's just it's like a gamble, shooting dice, in a corner of Warren Park and Bissonnette type of thing.
Only a small percentage of people are going to get all of your obscure references.
That's the point.
I mean, I'll only get a couple.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer, as they say. As we kind of wait for our podium finishers to enter the broadcast booth here. We might be able to drag some down here. Let's see if we can drag down
Okay, just
race winner.
just getting our nicknames correct here. So we'll start off with Mr. Michael Grenolds, who had a fantastic run there at the end, trying to maybe make something happen. But man, all around, I would say that was a solid race. What do you think?
I thought the same thing. I thought I was going to get them there, but they both throwed that block, and I didn't want another wreck at the finish, so I just took what I could get.
Hey, Mike, we're saying your name right. It's Michael Grenolds. Is that right?
Yes, sir. That's correct.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. Yeah, exciting to watch. Always exciting to watch racing at Talladega or any other super speedway. And this league, we've been really impressed on how you guys click off laps and you try to stay as safe as you can. And then there towards the end, the aggression starts to kick in, and it's always exciting to watch. But we sure enjoyed watching you race today. Congrats.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you guys doing the broadcast. It was a fun race. Fun, clean race, I thought.
Yeah, it was, and it was really fun to watch. But I liked it was building and building. You could see it, just watching it, and how at the end was crazy, and how you got through it was cool. And congratulations, man! You got a podium finish. I think that's gonna help you out in the standings, I would imagine.
Yep, I'll take it. I'll take it every day, but I sure would have liked to have that win. But like I said, them two guys both threw the block on me. They saw me coming, and I wasn't about to wreck them to try to win this one.
Well, man, that was mighty kind of you. And, man, up 15 spots to finish here in third. You're going to be tied for the hard charger of the race here today. And, yeah, no, just a great job, great race in general, and wish you nothing but the best of luck the rest of the season. So we'll now talk to Mr. Brandon Eastman. Now, Brandon, you kind of looked like a lazy Susan out there a little bit. You were up front and then kind of trickled backwards and then went back up front and then trickled backwards. And thankfully you found yourself up front right when it mattered.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I kind of started playing the fuel strategy, trying to save a little fuel to be able to pit with the teammates I got on HCK Beagles up over there. And that was a lot of fun going 3 wide and having fun going through the middle.
We sure enjoyed it, and the thing about the broadcasting aspect of it is we love watching when y'all's fans get on and cheer for you. So you had a little support out there today. Some folks getting on there supporting you. Miss Amy Turner saying "Go Brandon, number 39" was watching and pulling for you.
She that's my mom. She actually sent me a text about 10 to go. I was under caution. Thankfully, I could tell her where to go and watch the race at.
Okay, cool.
That's awesome, man. We're loving it that people are actually watching and paying attention, y'all, and we're happy to be a part of it. This super speedway that's all y'all race. So, are y'all getting kind of used to each other and how each other races, and is it becoming more fun for you as a driver out there?
Oh, absolutely. I think more races we're doing today showed. I mean, we went 35 laps without a caution, and that's the first time we've done that, and that was a lot of fun. And I got to give a shout out for Austin, HCK Beagles. That was a good push down the back straightaway, and I think Eddie was behind them, and that pushed us out there to be able to race for the lead.
Hey, man, congratulations. Yeah, P2 ain't bad. Good job, man.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
So we're now going to move up to our race winner, who's also tied with Mr. Grenolds there, up 15 spots from where he started to tie for that hard charger, and that's Mr. Kevin Winker. And, man, just about from the get-go, you weren't scared to take it 3 wide, and you made that work with your teammate there.
Yeah, I actually almost missed the race. I got off of work, I ran home, ran upstairs, started the PC, and logged right on. I entered the room about a minute left in qualifying, so I barely made the race. But as far as that high side, yeah, it was, you can get up to the front, but then it kind of stalled out, so you kind of go middle, it seemed like. But the high side was definitely the way to get up towards the front.
Yeah, what was that last lap like? What are you thinking as you're going into like turn 3?
Well, I seen my teammate Tim behind me. He was giving me a great push, and then I don't know, there was just a big wreck, and then I think it was me and the 39, and then the 45 just came out of nowhere, and I'm like, he's gonna get us. I threw that block on him, and then he went high, and I don't know if 39 threw a block on him or what, but then 39 and I all came to the line. I don't know what the margin was, but it looked pretty close on my end.
Hey,
Charlotte Anderson also congratulating you on the Facebook stream. Sorry, Adam, go ahead, brother.
no, I just was saying that was awesome race. Hey, that's real plate track racing. Throwing a block in the final front stretch is totally acceptable, and that's kind of racing. So it looked real, it felt real, and this is simulation, not a game. So congrats, man, awesome win.
Yeah, thanks. I just want to shout out to the 2 other guys that raced me clean to the finish there. I mean, they could easily wrecked each other, or all of us, but we all raced each other clean and hard fought racing there.
And you know what? That's what everybody here comes to watch and see is great green flag, clean racing like we saw here today. And, you know, you were tied originally before the start of this race in the kind of first position in that standing. So this win is kind of, I believe, going to throw you out there in a solo first. So, you know, wishing you nothing but the best for the rest of the season, man.
Thank you. Yeah, I just want to give a shout out to my fiance Charlie. She watches and supports me on this. Without her, I couldn't be doing this. And then obviously my teammates, Josh and Tim, and then HCK Beagles Racing League, and then you guys for putting this on. You guys put on an awesome broadcast.
We appreciate it.
You, man. Thanks.
Hey, congrats. And look, we have a couple of special guests, looks like, Brown.
Yeah, this is a little bit out of the ordinary, but due to the social media demand, we're going to interview Stone Hutchinson. He's got quite the fan club on YouTube. Stone, your folks want to know, you know, what'd you think about it, and what'd you think about that race, and what are your feelings right now?
Oh man, that was the best race we've had all year. It was green flag and started from the back, man, and that thing was, I think I had like a 53-1. I was flying out there, man. That Hooters car in front of the 15 was working good. I think it was that number 4 white car was working good. The high lane was working good. I should have stuck with it right off the bat whenever we done that with 10 to go on that green flag restart. But I hopped behind that 15 Hooters car because I was trusting it. But I kind of got shuffled to the back and then got 3 wide right there, and me and the 8 kind of got together. But man, that was just a fun race. And to shout out to my boys, man, they every Tuesday, man, they're always asking me what's the streaming thing, what's the streaming thing, and man, they support me, man. So shout out to Hampton and Butler and Rosetta, man. Can't do it without them.
Yeah, you got like a real fan club, dude. And let me ask you this: I got 2 questions for you.
Yeah.
Where are you from?
Hampton, Tennessee, about 15 minutes from Bristol Motor Speedway.
Oh, now I bet
nice.
that's a good place to be. It's beautiful.
Oh, yes,
I
it
know
is.
that. And okay, now there was controversy here, and it might have been my own fault. But when that accident happened, the first, I think it was for the caution, you kind of glided up the track a little bit, and I said, I don't know if he blocked or he lost a little momentum there. I don't know what happened. Can you tell us what happened there from your perspective?
I think, was it the first one they went 3 wide, and I think I got turned right there. Oh man, I seen 2 cars coming. I think it was that 15 Hooters car. He was coming high, and I wanted to get in front of him because I had kind of worked with him about all night, but not him behind me. It was me behind him, and I went up to block. Should have stayed low, and then I seen that 8 car coming. I lost momentum when I went up to block, and I've made that mistake before, and I'm gonna learn my lesson on that. But I should have stayed low right there. But man, I had a great time tonight. Like I said, I think we were like 35 laps green, man. It was fun.
It was fun.
My arms were tight.
I'm sure,
especially there at the end.
I'm sure you wish you had a little bit better finish, but 17th.
Yeah.
It ain't last. You know, a couple laps down, and hey, there's always next week.
17th in a huge fan club. So
yeah, this is my first ever league. I've only been iRacing for 2 months. I mean, I'm like a rookie 2.5, but I've learned so much in this, and it's just great to have a league with all these guys that are respectful and stuff and work with you and understand stuff. And it's good to have you guys broadcasting this, man. It's just great to have my friends out supporting me too. I love when they do that. So, man, just shout out to them and shout out to you guys.
I appreciate it. Just keep plugging along, man. You're gonna learn a lot of stuff, and you're gonna meet a lot of cool friends, kind of like us.
Yeah, man.
So It's
I
a
had a
good
fast
deal.
truck, man. I'm gonna get it there. We'll get there. So, but I appreciate you guys, man. I really do, and all the boys back home, Rosetta, Butler, and Hampton, man. I love them all.
Awesome, man. Yeah, we appreciate it, and look forward to seeing you in these future races coming up, and hopefully we can interview you because you're up there in the podium. So yeah, we good luck.
Appreciate you, man. Have a good night.
Yeah, you too, Brett.
As he said, Ewins, he really is from there,
Yeah.
As we're bringing down Mr. Little Rimmer himself,
There you go.
Gregory Turner. Now, man, we got to give y'all props with this HCK Beagles lead, because even that's one of the first things you said here in the Discord was, this was probably one of your best races, and I could not agree more.
Man, that's the reason why I asked y'all to pull me down there and talk to me. I just wanted to get on here and tell the guys in the league, man, I could not be more proud of the way that they raced tonight. I got in there and raced, and I still finished at the back because I got caught up in that one wreck at the end. But just I make it a habit to sit at the back every race and kind of watch the racing in front of me. And man, that was just some unreal racing for the fans, for you guys as commentators, for everybody participating in the league. So I just wanted to get on here and just make sure everybody knew that, man, what great racing we had tonight.
So much of it green. I mean, we ran how many green flag laps did we run? 35 or something?
I think if we sat down and looked at it, I think as a whole we ran 6 laps out of 50 under caution.
And alive. That's unheard of in a super
Um,
speedway league. So y'all are definitely doing something right,
Man,
with keeping everybody staying safe.
and I don't know what it was after last week's race. I'll be honest, I was just so confused and so aggravated at the way that the race turned out. And then we kind of implemented a few new rules this week. We kind of added no passing below the yellow line, or just small things, and the racing was so much different. Man, it's just unreal at the fun, competitive racing that we had tonight. I mean, for the first 35 green flag laps, we had side-by-side racing the whole time. We had 1 caution. The next 5 to 6 laps, we had 3 wide racing the whole time. I mean, that's just unreal, unheard of. Such a great group of guys that we had racing tonight, and man, I'm excited about doing it next week.
And Adam, Talladega's a little bit wider too, doesn't it? Kind of accommodate a little bit wider racing.
Yeah,
It does. It does to an extent, more so than Daytona does. But we found in the past that Talladega is still a tricky track to race. But I think the guys in the league handled it so well tonight that it just, you've always heard the NASCAR guys talk about how handling is such an issue at Daytona, and we kind of seen that last week with the race and a lot of cautions. And here it's just that Talladega is all about speed. You kind of take handling out. Under the green flag pit stops, me and my teammates, we took two right side tires and still come out in the lead. You can do that here. You can play that pit strategy. You can take those tires and manipulate them the way you want to, and still be able to lead the race and handle your race car, or well, in our case, the trucks, the best way possible to be competitive. And man, it just makes for some great racing.
Yeah, and I think it's only going to get better. HCK Beagles Racing League. If you're looking for a super speedway league series to be in, wouldn't you say this is the one?
You guys are recruiting, aren't you?
Yeah, man, we'll welcome anybody that wants to come and join us. I mean, obviously, it's too late to compete for the points championship and the payout, but I mean, if anybody sees this and wants to come race, get with me via Facebook on the HCK Beagles Racing League Facebook page. or try to reach out to the guys broadcasting if they would mind relaying the message for you guys. I don't know if y'all do that. I hate to volunteer y'all for
No,
that.
we can do anything for
we
y'all.
can do that.
But,
and
good
then
group of dudes, yeah.
the iRacing League directory. Just search HCK Beagles Racing League, and they can get to you that way too.
Right. As it's super easy to find us. It's super easy to get a hold of us. We're here to answer as many questions as we can. I've had so many conversations with league members this week about, what's happening in the league, what are their opinions on how to fix it. I want to make this such a huge, huge team effort because that's the only way that we're going to be successful as a league. My goal for this is to put us at the forefront of iRacing and to get, with these super speedway races, bring in people who normally would not be competitive at your short tracks, at your 1.5 mile tracks, where you've got to play handling, you've got to play strategy in order to be successful at those tracks. Whereas at a super speedway track, that stuff comes into play, but it's more on an even playing field, and everybody from a rookie to an A class has a chance of winning at any given day. That's the point of this league. That's what I want to do in order for it to be successful. And I think we're doing that in a great way right now. Especially after tonight's race. We obviously, this being our first season, we have a lot of learning curves to go through. But next season, man, I can't wait.
And I know we wish you guys in this league, all the success that you definitely deserve, just by putting this thing all together. But not only that, but we wouldn't mind sticking around, seeing you guys here for a couple seasons more. It's the racing's been great, and I mean some tempers flared a little bit last week, but it seems like this week with a calmer race and everything like that, man, it all seemed to go pretty well, and y'all are a great group of guys, and again, you guys deserve nothing but the best.
Yeah, man, I really appreciate y'all saying that. I hope we can keep y'all on as long as possible, because I think y'all are doing a great job commentating our races and getting our name out there. Like you said, there was some tempers flared last week. Unfortunately, we lost a member or two this week. I hate it. That was not what we wanted to do. That was not our intention. That was those individuals' own choice to leave. We don't want to be that league that says, "Hey, y'all cannot race with us." We want to welcome everybody and to make the racing fun for everybody. But one of the biggest things that I preach to these guys in the league, because I'm a high school teacher, and I tell my kids every day is a new day in class. If you have a bad day one day, that doesn't mean you got to have a bad day the next day. And that's the same thing that I'm trying to tell these guys in the league is, hey, if you have a bad race this week, next week's a totally different week with a totally different race. You could race totally different. So let's not dwell on what happened last week. Let's look forward and get excited about the racing that's upcoming and move on. And we don't hold that against anybody, regardless of what happened. I just think that's a great mindset. And I think that so far the guys in the league have done a great job keeping that mindset and moving to each race each week. That was everything in the debrief that we had tonight. Everybody was just ecstatic about how much fun that race was and how exciting it was and how sweaty their palms were from gripping that steering wheel. It's just awesome.
Well, we definitely appreciate our teachers. You guys have not had it easy here, especially the last year and a half, 2 years or so. So thank you for doing what you do. And we look forward to watching more of the HCK Beagles League racing. Next week, you guys going to iRacing Superspeedway again. Talk a little bit about that track and what you guys expect.
Man, iRacing Super Speedway has been one of our best races up to this point, other than tonight. I mean, it's tough to beat tonight's racing.
Oh yeah.
We brought y'all on for our first iRacing Super Speedway race, and it was a great race. You always got to be careful about that bump getting into turn one,
Yep, turn
especially. Turn three, there's a bump there. It's not as bad for some reason, but man, turn one, that thing is rough. But we did a great job last time of giving everybody room on that track. It's super wide, super fast. I mean, we're going 230 mile an hour. I think that is a great experience for the drivers. It's a great experience for the people watching the race. Just super excited about that. The biggest thing that we got to worry about at iRacing Super Speedway is not necessarily the bump, but once you get into the corner, it's super easy to catch that apron coming off the corner. And man, if you catch that apron, I mean, it knocks your truck all over the place. So that's definitely going to be the key to the race. There is how well you handle the exit of the corners more so than the entrance. But with it being a super wide track and guys giving enough room, I mean, I'm excited, man. It's going to be super fun. I think it's going to be a great race. Great group of guys coming back next week.
I don't want to take up any more time. I'm sure Brown's ready to throw something at me, but I wanted to talk about one thing. We had Matthew Jones in the 66 Shep RRD had a connection issue, but he did have a one-off paint, and we feel bad because sometimes Trading Paints doesn't cooperate with us fully. But I guess he had a race sponsor that was he had some folks that were going to be watching the race tonight. Chefworks.com was a sponsor, and it's a California-based company that provides chef coats and pants and aprons and stuff for restaurant supply, for front of the house and back of the house stuff. And we kind of feel bad that they didn't really get to see their sponsor out there because of connection issues and trade and paint issues and stuff. But since we got you here, are you guys looking for maybe a title sponsor for your racing series, or somebody can kick y'all some bucks for some advertising? Have y'all talked about that at all with this series, or is it? I know y'all are still kind of finding your way in iRacing since you're still a pretty new league, but would you rule anything like that out in the future?
No, man. If somebody will approach us, wanting to get their name out there, we're all for it. We want this league to be all inclusive. Hopefully, if we start getting a successful getting our name out there, that we have these sponsors that want to jump in. So if anybody out there is watching and wants to hop in, man, we're all for it. I mean, this being our first year, we'll cut you a huge deal if y'all want to jump in. And yeah, I hate that about Matthew there, Chef Boyardee is what he calls himself, his nickname.
Yeah.
He has a special, really cool paint scheme done by our buddy Eddie Murray at Special Ed Paint Designs. If anybody wants a paint done, just let me know. I'll hook y'all up with him. He does a great job. I know he does half of our paint schemes in the league. I hate that Matthew had his trading paints issue and his connectivity issue. I hope that his executives or those that were sponsoring him stayed on and watched the whole race to see how much fun it was. And I hope they can join back with us next week, and hopefully Matthew can have a successful race and get excited about that. I'm going to reach out to him and find out exactly what happens, see if there's anything I can do to help him going forward with that. But yeah, man, if anybody wants to sponsor us, just feel free to message us somehow or get with somebody that can relay the message, and we'll be glad to bring people on. I think that's a cool way to get names out there and to help our league grow. I'm just after racing like tonight, I find it hard pressed for anybody to not want to be a part of this, if that makes sense.
No, that absolutely does make sense. Yeah, we're gonna start shutting this thing down, man. But we appreciate the time, and again, we appreciate your league, and man, it's been good, and we can't wait for next week to come.
Yeah, man, I'm super excited. Congrats to our top 3, Kevin, Brandon, and Michael, I believe.
Yes, sir.
Super excited. I hope y'all have a good night, and we'll catch y'all later.
Oh man, absolutely.
Good one.
That was a good
lot
one.
of fun.
That was a lot of fun. And you know what? Normally we don't do that many interviews and whatnot, but hey, it was all worth it there in the end, especially when you get racing quality just like that. So what we'll do now is a run through your final finishing positions here with Kevin Winker, A, getting the win, B, up 15 spots, tying for that hard charger of the day for us here today. So good job from him. And it was tight, a very tight finish. Brandon Eastman just finishing behind him, sitting there in second place. Michael Grenolds having a great race. He's the other hard charger of the race, up 15 spots there to finish in third. You got the 408 of Bay Area Rob. He got a pretty good run here today, finishing in fourth, with Austin Johnson finishing in fifth. Zachary Staten was kind of up and down all day, but was able to get a pretty solid finish there in sixth, with the 33 of Eddie Murray finishing in seventh. You got the 46 of Tim Rivers finishing in eighth, with Eric Stoy in ninth, with Joshua Moore helping out his teammate just about the entire race, and his teammate helping him back across the line with a kind of total race car, rounding out your top 10.
I got a little bit different order than you do. I'm following the results on here on iRacing. So I apologize if I don't get this right. I got the number 4 Stumpy in 10th, 28 of Henry Wyndham in 11th, the 31 of Brad in 12th place. A lot of these cars were one lap down here. 46 Tim Rivers as well, one lap down. The 15 of Cody Staten in 14th place, and rounding out your top 15, the 8 of Derek Puckett.
Yeah, and 15th, Gregory Turner, that 69 car. Second, 16th place, Steve Hutchison, Andrew Hensley the 4th, and Matthew Jones rounding it out. And that was what I call a six-pack race. So complete six-pack downed. Had a great time, guys.
That it was. But yeah, that will conclude events here from Talladega tonight. You can check us out, this broadcast crew again tomorrow night, as the Vigilante Racing Series has their final kind of recruitment race going on at I believe it's at Kentucky with the Bluegrass Brawl. So definitely stick around, and you might want to tune in to that one. But besides that, you know what? It's time to shut her down here from Talladega Superspeedway. I'm Alan Brown, and for Adam Turner and Alan English, we'll see you later.
We gone.
See ya.